Hey everybody. So I mentioned this in the last video that we talked a little bit about anemia, but let's talk about it just a little bit more to better understand why it happens. Right. So the first thing I want to do is draw a really. It's not gonna be my best picture, but I'm gonna draw a little picture here of the hemoglobin that we talked about from earlier. So in the middle we have that globin, and then we have the four heme groups that come off of it. So if this is my hemoglobin, right? We can discuss again what it's made of, which we already have, but let's talk about it again and with some of the things that can cause some complications. So, number one, iron. Iron, as a lot of people are familiar with, is important with our blood because it helps us to create these heme groups. So, in other words, these H's that I have over here, they are composed of iron. So, if we do not have iron, these heme groups do not work well. If they do not work well, they do not hold oxygen. So, therefore, this person would experience anemia because they cannot carry as much oxygen on their blood. And in this case, it's because of lack of iron. The next example would be something like, I'll do this one in orange, amino acids, right? So, amino acids make protein. So, I'll do a little arrow here. And as we discussed in previous units from last year, as well as in biology class, proteins make everything, right? That is how essentially all of your body is made, right? So your body is going to create amino acids. When we have proteins. When our body has proteins, we create things, right? So our DNA tells us what we look like because the DNA directs our body on how to make protein, right? So in other words, your DNA is like a recipe, right? And nobody eats the recipe, right? You eat the actual food, right? So if I have a recipe on how to make a cake, I'm not going to eat the recipe. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that recipe, follow the instructions, and create a cake, right? The amino acids are all the ingredients of the cake. And then if you put all those ingredients together, you get protein. And that is what you create. So in this case, the amino acids create the proteins needed to create the globin molecules. If you don't have the proper amino acids, you're not going to create the globin, or at least not create it correctly. So therefore, the structure of the hemoglobin is once again damaged, and now it's not going to work that well. So you're going to have anemia. Next up, to stick with what we're just doing, um, I said this is like a minute ago, not even. If we have DNA, DNA tells the body which amino acids we need, and then our amino acids are going to make the protein. Well, in this case, nucleic acids are what create the DNA. So if you are having challenges with your nucleic acids, you're going to have DNA problems, therefore amino acid problems, therefore protein problems, and therefore you're going to have issues with your hemoglobin and therefore anemia. Why? Because folic acid is important for the nucleic acids to do their jobs. So again, there's a lot going on here. I don't expect you guys to just remember all this off the top of your head. I'm just trying to show you the chain of events that are needed to take care of this. Another thing that's going to have to do with nucleic acid formations is going to be vitamin B12. So vitamin B12 is very important as well for those nucleic acids. So if you're lacking vitamin B12, you may consequently have issues with your ability to transport oxygen and become anemic. B12 is also important on a different level because it's one of the factors required to help your stomach cells absorb, uh, uh, to actually do the absorption in the small intestine. So B12 is very important. So if you're not absorbing B12 well enough, you may not be able to create the hemoglobin cells or component of the cell as well as you're supposed to, and therefore you're going to have issues with anemia. If you have any questions on this, please let me know.